Only one? We can check one of them. You don't have to finish both.
In a test, I don't simplify it to the like full extent.
I want you to learn how to simplify right now.
Oh yeah.
I got I can tell the other one was again. I said
So would it be 64 times 81?
you're explaining Frank, Frank, 64 times
Yeah, minus.
negative
Oh, and plus.
Let's see if you're just for the first one.
Well, I mean,
Part is gonna be like changing the group leaders.
Huh?
Are just gonna be changing the group leaders.
Probably will, depending on your next test. So I'll also look at how. Huh?
Like the group change too, or does the group?
No, the group maybe change here and there. If I see sometimes they fit better in a certain group, I'll change. Uh-huh.
times over another number, can you simplify that to make it, or can you not?
I don't know what you think.
So
All right, let's start with the I problem. What was the question? 4i over what? 4i over ai minus 2? It's not showing up, my bad. So how do I rationalize this? And I'm gonna do the other one first. What's the other one? 2 root what? 6 minus what? 2 root 10. Okay, so I'm gonna multiply by the conjugate. The conjugate is gonna be 8 root 8 plus 2 root 10. And this one's gonna be 8 root 8 plus 2 root 10. And on the bottom, I'm gonna get a difference of squares, which is a minus b times a plus b, so the result is a squared minus b squared. Hopefully you know that's 8 squared times square root, oh sorry, let me rewrite that. 8 square root 8 squared minus 2 root 10 squared, and this is gonna be 16 root of 48. And on the top it's gonna be 4 root 60. Is that okay? This is 64 times 8. I have no idea what 64 times 8 is. What is 64 times 8? What? 512 minus 4 times 10, 40. And this one you can take out. I can take out 4 out of 48. 48 I can take out 4, so it'll be 2. 24, 2, 12, 2, 6, and then 2, 3. So you can take out 4 times 16, I think, and root 3 minus, I can take out 2, so it'll be 8, so it'll be 2 times 4,
Isn't it close?
plus, okay, so 2 plus 4, that's 15, I think. So it'll be 64 root 3 plus 8 root 15 over what? 472? Okay, 472 divided by 4? Yes. Can I divide it by 8?
Yeah.
Also, okay, so it'll be 8 root 3. What's 472 divided by 8? What is it?
59.
59 plus square root of 15 over 59, I believe. And that should be your final answer. Huh? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. How many you guys got it right? Winston, you didn't get it right.
They're most.
Okay. And Jordan, did you get it right? No? Okay. Did anybody in your group get it right, Jordan? No? Okay. What?
I failed subtraction.
You failed being Asian.
I know. I don't know what it is.
You are no longer Asian. You've been disowned. I'm just kidding. Okay, that's okay. I mean, just simple mistake, but we gotta find a way to fix it because this is not even as much work as calculus. So you gotta understand the calculus will be way harder. Your next year is gonna be way harder. So this one I'm gonna multiply by 8i plus 2 and 8i plus 2. First thing I need to understand is square root of negative 1 is I, and I squared is negative 1. So those are the two things that you need to understand. And what happened on the top, I'm going to distribute this and distribute this. So it'll be 32 I squared plus 8i. All over on the bottom is going to be 8i squared minus 2 squared. So it'll be 32. Now I'm going to put a negative 1 here to see that, plus 8i all over 64 times negative 1 and minus 4. So that is negative 64, negative 68, right? Is that negative 68? Is that okay? And this one's a negative 32 plus AI. So it'd be negative 32 over negative 68 minus 8i over 68.
What's the IDs?
Huh?
What's the IDs for this period?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
You can hand them out. If they're not in here, just put them back in the envelope.
Here you go. Go to them. Get it for her. That's it?
Huh?
That's it?
What do you mean?
Everybody?
That's it. I don't know. That's the only thing I got. Okay, so can this 32 and 68 simplify? 16 over what? 34. Well, I can divide it by 4 as well. So let me divide it by 4. So it'll be 8 over what?
17.
Minus 2i over 17. Is that okay? So this could be a home. This is just gonna be a test question if to see if you know how to deal with conjugate. But we also gonna deal with something else that in pre-cal and algebra has something that talking very specifically. In AP pre-cal, I think is they already got rid of so much stuff, but they don't talk about it. But algebra 2 is actually talk about it as well. So we're gonna talk about those things. First thing is, you should see a complex number, and we want to introduce you complex number. So I am gonna change the template to this, apply, yeah. So this is the real axis. This is like instead of x-axis or y-axis, this is gonna be real axis. And this here is called imaginary axis. Now you're gonna say imaginary doesn't exist, but technically, I'll show you a video that should show you like a much higher level math, that what high school cannot reach, what calculus cannot reach, what calculus 2 cannot reach. We're gonna show you a video of how do you see certain things. So imaginary axis right now, we're just gonna take it for what it's worth. It's like kind of like y-axis, but it's a straight line, so it's like but we don't call it y-axis, we call it imaginary axis. So each thing is not a number. Each one is 1i, 2i, 3i, and 4i. And here's negative I, negative 2i, negative 3i. So if you sometimes, like for example, you got like 8i plus 2, or like say 2i, 3 plus 2i. So it's called a plus bi form. So this is called a real, and this is the complex part. So this is the complex part. So if I have 2 plus 3i, then you're gonna go to real axis, just like go to 2 coordinate 2 here, and 3i. So this point we're gonna call it 2 plus 3i. That's that point. This point is gonna be called 2 plus 3i. They used to be on OSAT. It's no longer on SAT anymore, but I still want to teach you a little bit understanding of complex number. So instead of 2 comma 3, it's actually 2 plus 3i. It's a coordinates. So can you show me a coordinate of -1 minus 2i? Where's the -1 minus 2i? Which quadrant? Oh, you guys don't know the quadrant? Bottom line, what's that quadrant called? It's a quadrant 3. It's a C. If you guys don't know, it's C. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. How do I do 4 like this? Right? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that side is not 4. That side is actually 3. So it's actually quadrant 3, because -1 minus 2i is going to be this point. So this point here, it's going to call that -1 minus 2i. Now, sometimes that you want to find the absolute value of 2 plus 3i, even though it doesn't count like that. Now, this is more weird. What's the things that we talk about absolute value? What's the situation that you deal with absolute value in terms of physics? What's the only time that you deal with it, absolute value? Anybody taking physics right now? You are? Do you know what absolute value is used for? No. Well, you could talk about time because time cannot be negative. Yeah, that's thinking. For distance. So if I ever ask you what is 2 plus 3i, absolute value of that, it's also another name is called modulus. And sometimes people use as a magnitude. But then you say, okay, how do I find the absolute value? That doesn't make sense. So we don't call it absolute value. We actually call this line here. This distance is going to tell me what is that. But in order to find the distance, actually fairly easy. You just use Pythagorean identity. So this is 2 units, this is 3 units. So is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So that means d is equal to square root of a squared plus b squared. Sorry, this is c. That's the distance. So c is equal, in terms of this, do not plug in the I because you take account into the distance. So it'll be 2 squared plus 3 squared. That's going to be square root of 13, I believe. So if I ever ask you on a test, what is absolute value 2 plus 3i? This one's kind of tricky. It's square root of 13. It's a distance from origin to that polar complex number. Later, I'm going to talk about polar coordinate, which is used in Calc 3. But you can represent that form in terms of polar coordinate. But right now, we just want to make sure that's equal to square root 13. Can you tell me what's the absolute value of -1 minus 2i is? And can you draw it out? Once you draw it out, can you tell me what is this? No, I don't believe this is talk about algebra 2, right? This is not mentioned in algebra 2? Okay. In pre-calc right now, I just want to give you an introduction to there, but because at the end, we're going to talk about complex number a lot more. How many of you guys already got it? Good, 2 people, 3, 4, good. Jacob, what'd you get? Square what? Yep. If you really think about it, you draw it out first. If you're wondering what that is, and this is good for SAT because you can use something called distance formula in SAT. -1. So it's here. -2i is here. So -1 minus 2i is right here. So you just want to find out distance from here to here. So this is a 1, this is a 2. So it'd be square root of 1 squared plus 2 squared. That's equal to square root of 5. And that is going to be square root of 5. Even though that answer kind of doesn't make sense, but visually it doesn't make sense. Why? How'd you get absolute value of 2i? It's not absolute value 2i. It's a distance between origin to the complex number. And that's how you get that. So this will be easy test question. Another thing is, so this is easy, right? So how about I to the, I don't know, 79 power? Anybody know what is I to the 79 power is? Alex?
side. No, no. It's negative though, right?
I don't know. Isaac?
Is it -1?
I don't think so. Diego? You want to say 1? I don't. You remember this on Algebra 2? Who's your teacher?
It's Morris.
Morris from here?
Yeah, I had her 2 years ago.
Huh?
I had her 2 years ago.
Oh, the Haitian lady? Jamaican? Nobody listened to her. I remember she was teaching 1 year and she got this class was Algebra 2. And then she just got fed up with the kids. She's like, I don't want to teach these kids anymore. I went in. That was my planning period. I supposed to be planning period, but I'd never planned anything. So I got bored, and I went there. I was like, I'll teach your class for you. And I taught her class. What is this? Oh, it's already there? Okay. We'll talk about ISO 79 power is. I cannot answer the question, but you can ask.
I'll see, like, am I supposed to?
Yeah.
And
Huh? No. Oh, we'll talk about tomorrow.
I just know the height.
No, you have extra time right now. Do you have the right bus?
Yeah.
You didn't do too much.
Yeah, I know.
I need to talk to you though. Yeah. Yes. What's your name?
Oh, I gave you back the test when you were giving out the test.
Yeah, I'll change it.
Okay.
Okay. You?
I was gonna ask, is this the thing where you have to divide by 4 and then the
Yeah. You?
Can I say after Friday? I can't say tomorrow. Not today, so like Friday.
For what? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Isaac.
I'm not sure if you know, but you know what website I can use to improve my SAT for reading?
Khan Academy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. With you, I'm more worried about in general where you are.
Yeah, I know. Right now, I'm struggling a little bit, but I'm trying to like focus more. It's just like I'm struggling with.
Sorry, let me turn off the stream.
Oh.